Hi everybody, this is Sharon and I'm a soul center healing hypnosis practitioner, and today I'm going to be talking about entities. What are entities? How do they attach? How can you get rid of them? And how do you know whether or not you might have an entity? So soul center healing hypnosis deals with entity release. Now, entity release is a technique that's used if the subconscious or higher self of the client confirms that they have any attached negative energies or entities. And this technique allows the compassionate release of that entity back to source. Spiritual entities can attach to a person's damaged auric field. Now, the auric field is like the energetic body of a person, and it gets damaged if a person has had trauma, grief, some kind of abuse, if they've been in a lot of pain, they've had addictions, possibly depression, they've been in an accident, they've had serious surgery or any kind of serious hospital stay. Now, the person will most likely not know that they have an entity attachment, and it's very, very common. Approximately about 70% of the world's population have entity attachments and they don't realise it. So it is very, very common. And once an entity attaches to somebody, it can influence their attitudes, their choices, their emotions, their behaviours and their decisions. The key indicators of having an entity attachment are the following. You can feel out of control, you can have brain fog, anxiety, low self-esteem, you can be fearful, you can have a sudden change in behaviour or personality, you can suddenly acquire new skills or a new taste for something just out of the blue, you can feel upset for no apparent reason, you can have thoughts of self-harm or suicide, destructive or self-sabotaging behaviour, a terrible temper, depression, feeling like you become a different person when you drink or take drugs, having periods of blacking out or being unable to recall events when drinking or taking drugs, or having any kind of addiction such as alcohol, drugs or pornography. If the trauma or abuse has happened in childhood, then it's quite likely that the client will have multiple entities attached. Entity attachment can cause the aura or the energetic body of the client to fracture, which can then allow other entities to attach over time. So it's quite likely that if you have had abuse or any kind of trauma in childhood, that you will have multiple entities attached to you. Entities can also attach to our bodies under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or certain medications such as sleeping tablets. Entities are completely opportunistic in nature, and they will attach if your guard is down. If you've ever had a tattoo, then entities also like to attach at this time due to the pain that's felt due to having that tattoo. So, who are these entities? Well, they could be earthbound spirits. Now, earthbound spirits are human spirits, people who've died either in traumatic circumstances, or they've died and been confused, they've not know where to go, or they've had unfinished business and they've just decided to attach to another person because they didn't know where they wanted to go or they were scared of going to the light. A lot of the time these people don't know that they're actually dead, and it's also possible for deceased family members to attach to their loved ones. The more negative varieties can be dark or demonic entities, who are the lower negatively polarised astral realm entities. Now, people who are most susceptible to multiple entity attachments are those who live or work around the dead or dying, such as nurses, paramedics, surgeons, other health workers, police, emergency services, and mortuary personnel. The other wonderful thing about this technique is not only does it remove attachments from the client, benefiting their own health and well-being, but it also benefits the entities who are attached, who get to be reunited with Source, especially the earthbound spirits who have not yet been able to cross over and reconnect with loved ones who may be waiting for them on the other side. Now, if any of these key indicators seem familiar to you, then you may want to book in for a soul center healing hypnosis session with me, and details of how to get in contact with me can be found on my website. Thanks for watching and take care.